No, this is a real business. Most great ideas started out with the pundits. You know, guys like you, thinking that the founders were crazy.
Well, I didn't say you were crazy.
We were hoping you would, actually. Sometimes crazy is good.
We're simply putting down roots, but for all of Earth. Think about it like any other real estate development, but higher tech. And on Mars. Bigger golf courses, longer drives.
Well, tell us the plan then. How do we get from a bunch of mud to this?
Well, step 1 is really to land our first 10, the crew. These people.
We then set up an initial base camp in the rocket as we unload all 3 rocket payloads.
With all the space left then in the then empty payloads, we'll have plenty of room to just make them our homes for a few weeks while the robots melt our eventual bubble condos.
Bubble condos, wow. Yeah, tell us more about that part. How does this work again?
You bet. Here's the video. Half a century ago, we took our first step on the surface of the moon. Today, there is renewed passion to explore for our next human endeavor. Mars, the red planet, further than any human has ever been. We faced many challenges: remoteness, no livable atmosphere, high radiation, dust storms, and extremely low temperatures. Before any humans set foot on Mars, we must first design a protective shelter. We will protect our astronauts from radiation with a thick 3D printed shell structure, using Martian regolith, which works great in compression but does not perform well under tension. To overcome this shortfall, we have chosen to construct the pressure-retaining parts of the habitat from lightweight, inflatable pods. They will be made out of high-precision engineered composites that are prefabricated on Earth. Their elliptoid geometry will be able to mitigate the pressure differences whilst optimizing spatial planning. To create the base on Mars, we will use a 2-phase approach. In Phase 1, an ecosystem of 3D printing robots will arrive months in advance of any human explorer. They will construct the protective shield for the base by adopting a modular robotic swarm strategy. Intelligent autonomous robots will have interchangeable roles, from battery storage to scout rovers, logistics to excavational, and even 3D printing units, all integrated with multiple cameras and sensors for navigation. They can reconfigure themselves for a multitude of purposes, ensuring prolonged usage beyond the initial build phases. The smallest configuration is the one-wheeled scout rover that uses ultrasonic scanning to analyze the Martian surface to determine the best regions for obtaining optimum regolith. The digger receives the location coordinates and then excavates the Martian soil. It then delivers the payload to the refining assemblies. Here, large chunks of Martian regolith can be processed down to a finer grain and then delivered to the melter robots in situ. They then use concentrated microwaves to melt the regolith and extrude through the 3D printing nozzle. So this is all my husband, Milo's, design.
Basically, we just shine a magnifying glass in the sun. There aren't that many clouds on Mars, so it should work. A lot. And then we concentrate the head here to a very tight point. The glass here is almost perfect, so it gets between 2200 and 10,000 degrees at the tip.
Turbocharged by some laser beam dances.
A robot scoops in soil,
which then hits the beam and turns into a kind of paste.
And then just rolls out along the grid.
Think about it like layers and layers and layers of Hot Wheel track.
They'll stack on top of each other and create above-ground caves.
This is all the work of Hassel's Mars Settlement Project, and we're adopting it.
Wow, humans living in caves? I'm thinking, yabba dabba do.
Yeah, it's not all that unlike the Flintstones home.
Okay, so then the investor question, how does it scale?
Well, our robots work 24/7, as long as they work.
And the plan is to build a complex of 20 cave homes first,
then 100, then 500, then 3,000. We are starting to take pre-orders now.
Awesome. And the cost?
And amazingly, the U.S. government guaranteed the purchase of 40 of the homes. So think cheap loans relative to what I guess they think the risk is. We had actually had sales to Russian and Chinese buyers, but I think the U.S. government didn't want that for, well, reasons. So they just stepped in and bought them in advance, prepaid in cash even. And so they own them for, I guess, VIPs to come visit or something. So anyway, yeah, this is our brochure.
The first settlement will be in this part of the landscape, which we call Primo Aris. Then others here, and here, and here, as we build out the first 3,000 Martian homes.
Wow, amazing. So a home like this at Pebble Beach or in Jackson Hole will set you back, I don't know, 10 million, 15? What are you guys planning to charge?
About the same. The costs are really hard to dial in yet. The Hot Wheel Track laminated building system isn't expensive to run once you have everything there, and it works.
Why she keeps saying that and works? It will work. I tell you, it will work.
So profit margin should be high, and there'll be monthly maintenance charges a lot like an HOA system in any gated community or McMansion setup in America.
So the cost?
Well, this initial grid of homes, with the great views here, these have been listed for $15 million. The first 20 are already sold out.
So yeah, that's $300 million in sales already, and the next 100 will get listed in the next month. They will average about $12 million, so yeah, $1 billion, $2 billion in sales right there.
We're not yet sure about the next few thousand homes. We want to get the location just right and the logistics and bio and stuff, you know.
Wow, and wow. I wish I made more money as a host here or I'd buy one.
Well, you can always come visit Milo and me as our guest.
Well, so how big can this eventually get? Tell us.
Well, of the 150 or 200 million acres up there, we think there are some 15 million acres are relatively easily buildable there. Something like 35 billion acres of flattish lit land on all of Mars. So it's not limited by land.
As we scale and mass produce, the price will drop to under $1 million for a standard Mars condo.
Its only limitation comes from the bio. How much water and oxygen we can produce. We have to find, or mine, or bring in the water there. Yeah, like that. We'll then make a lot of oxygen, plant a lot of carbon-eating plants.
And if we do, we should be able to accommodate whatever demand could fill up Elon's rockets to get everyone there.
And run a shuttle of 10 of them haulings every day, like wagon trains heading west in 1873.
So is the trip itself free? Like, is that included in the home price?
No, it's $1 million per round trip. But we expect that cost to go down a lot over time. The first people there will be pioneers and won't care all that much about $1 million a ride. Or will just be happy staying there full time. Remember that in 1977, it cost like 50 grand a kilo to put anything in space. Today it's like 1/14 of that number, and price decline should continue.
So which condo is Elon taking?
Well, he wanted all of them, but he's getting the one with the best morning view of an Earthrise, his own Starlink unit.
Well, that's how he'll tweet from there. Wow, nice life if you can get one. You're like the mother of a new planet. All right, well, so I should let you get to work there, Mom. You know, as a mother, how the work you do, it's never, enough.